Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to our channel. If this is your first time here, thanks for coming and checking us out. And if you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. It's a good thing you did today because I think this is one of the best videos that I'm going to make all year. We are going to take a deep dive into the Bozeman, Montana home service vendors. And whether you own or rent, this video is going to be good for you. If you're a homeowner, you're responsible for the upkeep on your home. But if you're a renter, even if your landlord is responsible, sometimes you work out a deal where you take care of the issue at hand and then you maybe get that money off your rent, or maybe at least you get to pick the person that does the work and schedule them, and then your landlord pays for the work. This video is going to be jam-packed full of lots of information, so if you want to grab a pencil and paper and take notes, please feel free to do so, or just hang out, check out the video, and later on I will show you where you can get a free download of all the information that I present in this video, no strings attached. Now, the reason I think this video is going to be so helpful is because this is the kind of the information that I wish someone would have given me prior to me moving here, or perhaps even right after moving here. And also, if you're a resident of Bozeman and you've been here for a very long time, this is also an awesome list of updated, tried and true vendors that either I've personally used, clients have used, or have great reviews. So the video is going to be broken down into 3 different sections. We're going to start with daily home maintenance, and that's the kind of stuff I include that you have done more than 2 times within a 90-day period. So for example, lawn maintenance, or perhaps you have a cleaner come to the house, those sort of things. The second section of the video is going to be broken down into seasonal maintenance. It's going to be just what it sounds like there. And then the third part is going to be broken down into those kind of long-term maintenance one-off type issues. Some of the major things, like maybe you need a roofer, or maybe you need to have your HVAC or your heater replaced or something like that. These are things that would happen maybe once every 10 to 20, 30 years, those type of things. My name's Adam. Bozeman, Montana is my hometown, and I absolutely love living here. I'm going to stop yapping. Let's jump in and find out about all these amazing vendors that Bozeman has to offer. So just like anywhere else in America, Bozeman has its shortage of workers as well to fill all the available jobs that are needed to help service all these people. So you're going to find that prices here in Bozeman for all these services are probably quite a bit higher than you're used to, unless you're coming from perhaps some more expensive cities throughout the United States. So perhaps if not the biggest demand, one of the biggest is the need for home cleaning services. Now, there are actually a lot of different services in town, but believe it or not, there are still not enough. If you're looking to do a weekly clean, just once a week, you're probably looking at a price of somewhere around $300 or so each time, and that can include either one person being there for many hours or a team of people being there for just a few. So here are my top 3 cleaning services here in Bozeman. Number 1 is a husband and wife cleaning professional duo. This is Mr. and Mrs. Clean. They actually just won the 2025 Bozeman Choice Readers Poll, and they'll handle move-in and move-out and deep cleaning. They'll also take care of any commercial cleaning that needs done, your basic residential. They also service people doing Airbnbs and short-term rentals. And with Bozeman being a place with lots of construction, they also handle post-construction cleanup. The second company I would check out would be Queen Clean. I've used them before with some of my clients who have had their move-in and move-outs. What I like about them is they have 100% customer satisfaction. I've seen them have to come back before because there was a small issue, like they missed something, and they came right back and took care of it. They're also very into eco-friendly type products, and I highly recommend them. Give them a call for all of your cleaning needs. And the third company I would encourage you to check out is 5 Star Home Cleaning. They're an awesome company, and they are able to do residential small office cleanings, and they do a lot of the property management cleaning, again, like Airbnbs, move outs for rentals, and listing cleanings, just to name a few. And probably right behind home cleaning, I would say, would be lawn care and landscape services. So, my best advice for you when it comes to this is to call any of the 3 that I'm going to tell you about here, but also call early in this season so that you can get on their schedule. Again, the sooner you call, the better chance you have of making it into one of these companies' schedules, just because of the lack of labor that they have to service all of the homes. So my first company that I really like is Yard Guard Lawn and Tree Care. They can handle sprinkler blowouts, your weekly lawn care maintenance. They have a blended organic program that utilizes organic products and a minimum amount of herbicides, if that's what is important to you. Obviously, they take care of weed control, and they also do a tree and shrub care service. So they'll do micro injections into the trees, make sure that your trees are the strongest they can be and that they survive. They'll do deep root fertilizations, tree spraying. And around Bozeman, a lot of people have some of these larger trees that have been here for 100 years or maybe a little bit less, and they like to decorate them with lights, so they offer a holiday light service as well. The second company that you should also check out is Bozeman Site Services. Bozeman Site Services is a family-owned and operated business here in Bozeman, and they are able to handle commercial properties, such as your HOA and property management services, and any other kind of business property, whether it's a large building or medical building. They also handle all of your residential services during the summer and the winter, including plowing and shoveling. They can also take care of pressure washing, whether that's your sidewalks, the siding of your house, and your windows, things like that. They're a great company, very attentive to detail. They'll definitely improve the value of any property that you are in. And then the third company you should check out is Higher Ground Landscaping. They've been in Bozeman for over 20 years. They have a very good eye when it comes to developing and creating a design for your landscaping. Now, the next service we're going to discuss is pest control. And there's not a ton of services, but there are 3 very good ones that I recommend. And when I talk about pest control out here in Montana, we don't have issues with things like termites like you may on the coast. They can't survive through the winters out here. Usually we're talking about things like field mice or squirrels or things of that nature that can get into the house. So here are the companies that I would recommend for pest control. Number 1 would be Bozeman Pest Control. They're great. I've used them before personally. They've come out and sealed up holes in my house for the occasional field mice that would get in. I lived in my house for over 20 years and only had an issue with field mice one time during a super bad cold snap that we had here one year. The second company I would check out would be the Southwest Bug and Pest Company. They can handle any residential pest control, commercial pest control. They'll do your rodent control, and they'll even take care of the occasional bout of bed bugs. And the third company I would recommend is the High Country Wildlife and Pest Control. Besides taking care of your basic home pest control with mice, they'll also take care of bats. If you live on the outside of town, they'll take care of any larger wildlife issues you may have. They're a great company, and I highly recommend them. And the final daily services we're going to talk about are your basic handyman services. Now, there is definitely not enough of these type of contractors around in order to get to some of these smaller projects. Most of these guys are working on building new construction around town, and it's super hard to get someone in to do a smaller type project. Even if we're talking about a small, larger project like an addition to a home or something like that, that can be very hard to get somebody to do, because why would they want to build an addition to a home when they can actually build an entire home or complex or something like that? So here are 3 great handyman services that I recommend. Number 1 is Weaver Works in Bozeman. Cameron Weaver is the owner and operator, and he specializes in doing custom construction on fences, decks, and pergolas and things like that, but can also take care of some of your smaller issues should they arise. Another service I would recommend would be RPM Construction. They specialize in custom home building and renovations. They're actually one of the companies you can get to do some of those smaller type of projects. And the third company I would recommend is Kinsley Design and Installation. While specializing mostly in tile installation, he can also handle some of your smaller projects that do arise around the house as well. Okay, so now we're going to jump into some of those seasonal things that you take care of maybe once every quarter, every 3 months or so. So the first of those would be maybe you need your HVAC serviced in some way. There are quite a few different companies around town, way more than the 3 I'm going to give you. Most of them are actually really good. It's just a matter of getting on their schedule because, again, they don't have enough labor. So the first company I would recommend is Rocky Mountain Heating and Cooling. They worked on my personal home. They're great. They're very attentive. They come back if there's any issues, and they always want to make sure that their customers are happy. The second company that I would also recommend is Premier Systems Heating and Cooling and Boilers. They service all of your different types of air conditioning systems and your water boilers. And the third company would be Air Controls of Bozeman. Very large company. They have been around for many years and they do a great job. And maybe the next seasonal service you will need will be having your gutters cleaned out. There are quite a few companies that are gutter and combination of window cleaning companies. These are 3 of some of the best gutter companies that I have used with either myself personally or with some of my clients. The first one is the Bozeman Gutter Cleaning Company. They provide cleaning and installation. Then there's the Bozeman Handyman LLC service. Besides being able to do gutters, they do other things, but they do a lot of work with gutters and cleaning them and installation. And then there's the Glass and Gutters Cleaning Company of Bozeman. They do just what they sound like. They'll take care of the exterior and interior of your windows, as well as clean out your gutters, fix any issues that you may have, as well as able to do installation. And of course, Montana gets very cold in the winter, so it's always a great idea to have your chimney and your fireplace and wood-burning stove checked each year prior to the season coming in. So the first company I would recommend for that would be Big Sky Chimney. They do a great job. Come out, they check the flues, they clean them out, and they can also vacuum and do any repairs that are needed. As well as the Gallatin Valley Chimney Sweep has been around for a long time and does great work. And then the third company is Provac Chimney Sweeps, and they cover all over the Southwest. Bozeman, Belgrade, Manhattan, Three Forks, Livingston, Paradise Valley, Clyde Park, Gardner, Ennis, the whole Madison Valley, Whitehall, Big Sky, West Yellowstone, Big Timber, Wilsall, and I bet if you call and you're not on that list, they would probably come out and service you as well. Many people around here have underground sprinklers, so there are many different service providers for just those specific services. The first of which is Glacier Irrigation. They're a great company. They're licensed, they're insured. They'll come out, they'll take care of any issues that you have with your current system, or they can also help you plan and install a new system. The second company I would also recommend would be Arbor Medic Tree and Lawn Care. Nationally recognized company. You've heard of them, of course. They've been in the Valley for many years, and they also do a fabulous job. And the third company I would recommend is Make It Rain Irrigation Services. Great local company. They pride themselves in their work. They're always on time, attentive, and guarantee all of their work. And for the final seasonal service, we're talking about window cleaning. Now, there are a lot of different companies in town, all of which are pretty good. Here are my top 3 favorites. There's Pane in the Glass that has been in the Valley for years. They service Bozeman, Big Sky, and the whole surrounding area. There's also Montana Clean Windows. They have a great crew. They'll come out. They have cranes. They can get some of those higher windows, as well as being able to take care of office buildings and things like that. And then there's the Real Window Shine Company. Also another local, great, small, family-owned company. Prides themselves on their work, and they do a great job. And in this final segment of annual and long-term home maintenance issues, we're going to cover things that either just pop up out of the blue every few years, or maybe just some things that are planned, like a septic tank pumping that you should usually do every 3 to 5 years, depending on how big your tank is and how many bedrooms you have. So let's start off with plumbing. Very hard to get a plumber, especially if it's in the middle of winter and your pipes burst and they're leaking. So it's always good to know where the water shutoff is in your home, so that in the case that you can't get a plumber out there very fast, at least you have the water shut off and there's not water leaking everywhere. Here are my 3 top plumbers, all of which I have either used or my clients have used. There's Bob's Plumbing and Drain. They do a great job. They always get out there pretty quick, and they've also been really good for emergency calls, in my opinion. There's Williams Plumbing. That's one of the bigger companies here in town. They've been here for years, always reliable. As well as Campbell's Plumbing, same story, been here for years, and they're one of the bigger commercial contractors in town as well. So let's talk electricians. Just like the plumbers, there are quite a few different companies. They all are reputable and do a great job, but they're all super busy because there's not enough help to go around. So make sure you give yourself a lot of leeway when it comes to having to schedule them. My top 3 electric companies: Dan's Electric. They come out and service pretty quickly when you give them a call. There's also Rocky Mountain Electric, who I've personally used on my home. They did a great job. They were quick, and their prices came in right with their estimates. And the third company I would also recommend is Matzinger Electric, a local, long-term, established electric company that's been here for years, and they come highly recommended. Sometimes it's windy out here, sometimes we get hailstorms, so you may be in need of a roofer. Here are my top 3 roofing companies. There's Langley Roofing, Ace Roofing, and 406 Roofing. They all do fantastic work. They're pretty quick, and they stand behind their service. And if you have a septic tank at your house, there's only a few companies that service the Bozeman area. I would definitely recommend either Little Stinkers, TLC Septic and Excavation, and All Country Septic. Now, TLC Septic actually also can do installs and removals, while the other ones are just strictly septic tank pumping services. Back into your garage door or slide into it on an icy day? Well, don't worry about that, because there are actually plenty of garage door services in the area. I would recommend either Dr. Door, Kaufman Overhead Door, which is a local company that's been here forever, and Bozeman Garage Door as well. All will come out and service, repair, replace, or install any new garage door that you purchase. Now, every once in a while, every 10 to 20 years, you have to replace the driveway, whether that's concrete or asphalt. And there are quite a few companies here in Bozeman that do that type of service. I would definitely recommend the Yellowstone Pavement Solutions Company, Bobcat Concrete, which has been here forever as well, and High Country Paving, which I've used personally with some of my clients in previous transactions. When it comes to your home security, there's a mix of national companies and local. For example, there's Kenco Security and ADT, which I'm sure you've heard of. They're pretty large and they take care of all of your security needs and can also update your home to be a smart home. And then there's also Security Solutions Incorporated here in Bozeman, which is a local company, and they do a fantastic job. And they may be a little bit easier to get into than some of these other companies. When it comes to appliance repair, there's only a few shops in town that you can rely on. However, if you can get in, because they're all slammed, they all do very good work. So I would recommend either Johnny's Appliance, which is located outside of town in Four Corners. It's about 8 miles outside of town. There's Mr. Appliance and Lake Appliance Repair. So I just recommend, as soon as there's an issue, that you give them a call as fast as possible. You can probably expect just a service call to cost you anywhere from $125 to $225, and that's before they do any repairs. And for our final service of this video, we're going to talk about well and water filtration specialists. So let's break that down into first the filtration. The water here is very hard in Montana, so many homes have installed these different styles and different types of water filtration systems. If you're going to need clean water and regular servicing, I recommend the national company Culligan. There's an outlet here in Bozeman. And then there's 2 local companies that are awesome. There's Pure Water Technologies, and they also do water testing as well as well water testing, and Aqua Systems of Bozeman. Now, specifically, if you need some sort of well repair or water shocking or a new well dug, I recommend these 3 companies. Van Dyken Drilling, they've been around forever, as well as Bridger Drilling and Potts Drilling. Now, I know as someone who has been building a home recently that those guys can be out anywhere from 2 to 3 months before they can get to you because they're so busy. So make sure you get in there now. You can kind of expect to put down $1,000 deposit just to get them to put you on the schedule. Well, I hope you guys found this video helpful and insightful. And as I promised, if you didn't take notes, if you would like a list of all of these vendors, I'm going to put the link in the description below. So just look down there. It's free. Just click on it and you can get it. And hey, if you like this video, do me a favor and hit the like and subscribe buttons, and we'll be sure to notify you when the next video comes out. So until next time.